Dog here, Droop is Arshavin, and same price 3 Lonely Boy. Well, that's the other way around now. 7-4 Lonely Boy, 2-1 Droop is Arshavin, 4-1 Native Spree, 6-1 Charlie's Noir, 8-1 Luminous Park, and 12-1 number 5 Good View Hondo. On for the Yorkshire St Ledger final. More from Gary. Here's a parade first with Hobbsy.
Thank you very much. This is the Yorkshire St Ledger final. £8,000 for the winner. Trap 1, Droop is Arshavin. Win or lose, this is likely to be Stuart Mason's Greyhound's last race. Trevor Burfitt, the owner of Droop is Arshavin, he's been a multiple and prolific scorer, big race finalist, plenty over the years. 28 wins from 66 starts. It's a fantastic strike rate. He's a Cock of the North winner at Bellevue earlier this year as well. He's got his draw. He's probably never run better. He runs from red tonight. Native Spree runs out of trap 2 for George Oswald, and a greyhound who came out of Trevor Jamieson's kennel at Pelor Grange, the trainer. Native Spree's only had a couple of runs, I think, for George Oswald, and his head man who's leading up, John McGee Jr., who's won 7 of 16 starts, Native Spree, and he finished with a rare rattle in the semi-finals. I kind of thought he was held up at the penultimate bend and came through in good style to dead heat Lonely Boy. Speaking of Lonely Boy, running out of trap 3 for Charlie Lister and Robert Kerr. Robert Kerr, of course, owns Yahoo Jamie as well as Lonely Boy. And, of course, he would have been delighted when this greyhound won the Great North Run title at Newcastle. And Charlie Lister has won a Yorkshire St Ledger. In fact, he was second a couple of years ago with Car Barnes Tom. And, of course, he was the winner last year with Car Barnes Tom. I've got it right now. Finally, Luminous Park runs out of trap 4 for Julie Calvert, Sunderland trainer, who's looking to bounce back here. Plenty of early dashes. Luminous Park, 3 wins from 12 starts, and Robert and Jacqueline Hutt, Fred and Norman Newton be looking for a huge run for Luminous Park. You saw Fred and Norman a little bit earlier, of course, and here's a greyhound who's regularly in the frame, Luminous Park, but he's got to do it from the front here, you would imagine. Julie Calvert, Peggy's Way, etc. Good View Hondo runs out of trap 5 for James Hayden, who had a 20-1 winner on this card last year with Hawks Duchess landing the spoils. A local hope is Good View Hondo. Would be a big surprise, but our friend and colleague Phil Donaldson backed this one at 66-1 each way. He's looking for the each way money. He might just get more than that. You never know if it crowds up front. A greyhound who's on a losing run of 16, but it's about closing the deal here. Charlie's Noir runs out of trap 6 for Shirley Aveline, a greyhound owned by John Flounders. A1 at Perry Bar, stepped up in trip only in September. Charlie's Noir's got plenty, of course, of early dash bred by Peggy and Dave Beats. They got the plug in the Racing Post trainer views today, and they're going to enjoy this evening, win or lose. It's been a great feat for Charlie's Noir to get to the final. It's only a 6-1 chance now to win it.
Well, Trap 2 Native Spree is owned by Sharon Hardy, who joins me now. Sharon, you've only had this dog 3 weeks. You must be delighted to be in the Yorkshire St Ledger final.
Yes, we are. We're very delighted to be here.
And excited about this dog's future.
Yes, he's got a lot of potential, and after this race we're thinking about putting him over 8 bends.
Well, he looks like he might like it. Now, in the middle here, we've got George Oswald, who can't talk to me because he hasn't got his hearing aid with him. I'm not sure if that's an excuse or a rule, but this is Mark, who's assistant trainer. Now, Mark, this dog comes home so late. I think you thought he was out in the heats, didn't you?
In the first round, he come from absolutely nowhere to qualify. And then in the semi-finals, we thought he wasn't even going to qualify from where he was. I walked inside. I didn't know it was that close. And then when they give it a heat off, I couldn't believe it. But he definitely wants a longer distance.
But this race could be made for a dog that can come from behind.
Oh, yes. If he's anywhere near them, he will punish them.
We'll see what happens. Good luck to you all. Good luck.
7-4 then, Lonely Boy. Remember, it's been 2-1 this morning, Lonely Boy. 7-4 on the track here. It is 2-1 Droop is Arshavin. 4-1 Bar the 2 Native Spree. A solid third in at 4-1. 6-1 likewise hasn't moved one way or the other. The 6 Charlie's Noir. 8-1 Luminous Spark back to 8 after touching 9-1. 14-1 5 Good View Hondo. 9-4 to Red Dog now. Can't give it away. Predictor for the Yorkshire St Ledger final looks this way. 1, 3 and 5. What do you like?
Well, I fancy the 1 dog, but how often do you see dogs? William Hill, Derek Hope's here from William Hill. He said he laid a bet today of $3 grand at 2-1 the 1 dog, and it's gone to 9-4. That's how strong this betting ring is here at Doncaster. We've had a great night here, haven't we, Dave? Only 3 bookies, but it's been tremendous, hasn't it? And a lot of atmosphere.
Should be a cracking final, Gary.
It certainly should, and one early winner, our track manager.
Well done, Andy.
Andy Lismore, well done. He's become a proud dad. Reggie Daniel Harold Lismore has weighed in at 10 pounds, big boy, and Andy, good news, the boy and Mum Daisy are doing brilliantly. Well pleased about that. Well done, pal. Right, let's concentrate on the big race, the Yorkshire St Leger final, 661 metres, the stayers, £8,000, the winning connections of this Category 1. I would expect the winners to come from traps 1, 2 and 3. Droopy's Arshavin is having the last race. A short run, well drawn in trap 1. Short run to the first bend. Hard to beat if turning handy, but there's Charlie Lister factor, Lonely Boy, and Errol Blythe. Could we be considering some others as well?
I think it's wide open. I really do. Droopy's Arshavin drifting. Fleeting Image didn't come away too well from 1 in its semi-final. Everyone was expecting a big run from Fleeting Image. And here we've got Droopy's Arshavin who gets 1. Will it break as well? It needs to break. It needs to be up front because Lonely Boy will want the lead as well. These two could really have a battle royal early on with Charlie's Noir, of course, on the outside. Plenty of early speed from Shirley Aveline's runner, who's reaching top class now as well. And then you've got the big players coming from off the pace. Native Speed, Luminous Park, Good View Hondo. Here comes the hare then for the Yorkshire St Leger final. 2011, and there they go. And 6 Charlie's Noir out fast with 3 Lonely Boy. After these comes 4 racing in 3rd place, Luminous Park. We then got a break back to 1 on the inside. Droopy's Arshavin's got a mountain to climb from there. Good View Hondo, and out the back and outsped early is Native Spree. Lonely Boy moves inside here. Charlie's Noir, there's a bit of bumping, and Charlie's Noir has to give way. Lonely Boy out in front, leading down the far side, and leading by 2 lengths now from Charlie's Noir in second. After these comes 4 Luminous Park as they come around the penultimate turn. It looks like another Yorkshire St Leger for Charlie Lister as Lonely Boy makes most and wins by 2 lengths from a very brave and battling on Charlie's Noir in second place. Photo third. Droopy's Arshavin may have just sneaked into 3rd place, but Lonely Boy, Carbon's Tom last year, Lonely Boy this year, doubles up for Charlie here. And a greyhound with early pace. He banged out of the boxes. We've mentioned it before with Charlie Lister. He certainly, when it really matters, he knows to get them out of the boxes. And Charlie's Noir, despite its early pace, had to give way at the 4th bend here as 3 Lonely Boy gave it a hefty old bump. And he goes on to score. Winner, of course, of the Great North Run, and now picking up the Yorkshire St Leger. Both trapped out well. Droopy's Arshavin didn't come away so well on his finale, which is a great shame. He's been a great credit to Stuart Mason, but not tonight, unfortunately. He's run his heart out. He may have got 3rd in the end. We'll clarify that later. But Lonely Boy, the 6-4 favourite. This is where it really mattered. He got inside Charlie's Noir, who ran a brave race in second. Gave it 1, 2, 3 big nudges. And as you can see, that was just too much for Charlie's Noir in the end. And 3 Lonely Boy goes on to land the spoils for Charlie Lister. Big run from back in second place here. Charlie's Noir, winning time 41.08, by the way, so another great run from Lonely Boy to land the spoils. And as you can see, winning with a very brave Charlie's Noir back in second, and the scrap on for 3rd, Droopy's Arshavin and Luminous Park as they come across the line. There we go, inside camera. Lonely Boy wins, beating Charlie's Noir in second. Great run from Shirley Aveline's runner. 3rd place, trap 1. Droopy's Arshavin just getting 3rd ahead of 4. Luminous Park in 4th. This is what happened at the start. Lonely Boy, so quick, he almost beat our cameraman to the 1st bend. But as you can see, Lonely Boy rushing round that 1st bend in close to Charlie's Noir, the pace setter. Lonely Boy here, 1. Gives him a nudge there, gives him another nudge there at the crown of the bend. This final nudge is just too much for Charlie's Noir. Lonely Boy just would not be denied at that point of the race and lands the spoils in for the Yorkshire St Leger final. A great run from Charlie Lister's greyhound. 41.08 clarified as the winning time here. And what a lovely run from Lonely Boy, who's really proving himself to be a top stayer this year.
He certainly is, Errol. Actually, when you said, and with respect to you, that, you know, Charlie knows how to get them out, Charlie always insists he does exactly the same thing for every race. The fact of the matter is he's got good dogs, and he is a brilliant trainer, we know that. And Lonely Boy has done so well in this race. Ian Sutherland, the assistant, the kennel lad, said to me, look, he's got a break, and Charlie says the same, and Now let's have a look at it with Jonathan. He does break. He gets a really good start and the race is his.
Well, how often do we say with Charlie saving the best for last? Well, that's his best break of the competition, and it has been saved for last in the final of the Yorkshire St Ledger. But what a great race Six has run. Charlie's Noir for Shirley Aveline. They've had an absolute storming run tonight because they've led Lister's main charge into the third bend, courtesy of that inside route. Lonely Boy gives him a brush going into the fourth turn, and thereafter it's all about Charlie's ground. He says, right, I'm off. I won the Great North Run. I'm looking now to land the Yorkshire St Ledger final. A couple of years back, Carbarnes Tom second. Last year he took advantage when Bower Hawk took a tumble, and on this occasion, well, there was no that sort of sense of a fortuitous winner on this occasion, because Lonely Boy has trumped his rivals pretty much for the start. Credit to Shirley for second, Charlie's Noir. She's had a great night, a great second. But what about that winner? And what about Lister? 50 points. He's closing up. Watch out, Chrissy also. Watch out, Mark Wallace. Yep. He's coming.
But the thing is, you know, it's nice to win the Trainers' Championship, but Charlie is quite consistent in the fact he says it's about big races. I'm more interested in big races. He wins the Derby. He wins the Henlow Derby recently. He wins the Yorkshire St Ledger. And it is about winning big races. And Charlie Lister is the master of that. And Lonely Boy has justified the favouritism. An excellent run. Darryl Williams gets the reaction.
Thanks very much indeed. Well, Charlie Lister, yet again. Well done, Charlie. It's all smiles to him, quite rightly so. Your second successive. Nearly dropped the trophy, ladies and gentlemen. Careful.
Lifeguard. 5 years later.